Good morning, Tony Dattino. We are at another Monday morning and we're into our second week of April. And I just going through some work this morning and getting ready for a meeting that I'm having. It brought me back to our 6 key factors of long-term brain health. And we call it the wheel of brain health, meaning can people look at the key elements that make a difference and their long-term cognitive fitness. And so if we were going to put this back up here and we were going to look at what are 6 key factors that impact your long-term health and ask you to draw a spoke on each of those 6 factors that go from a 0 to a 10, with 10 being your most, meaning I exercise, I do my aerobic exercise, my anaerobic exercise, my flexible exercise. Then what you would do is you would take that line and you would draw it all the way out to the edge, which would give you a 10. If you were doing only one of those, you'd draw the line at about a third. So you'd go to each one of these lines and you'd draw your spoke that would create your wheel of brain health. So if you look at your sleep patterns and you realize, my goodness, I'm not getting a full 8 hours of sleep, or I'm restless, or I didn't get up, and over the last month I look at my sleep patterns and they're kind of sporadic, maybe I'm a 5. What are you doing in terms of mental challenges? Have you taken any courses? Are you doing any ballroom dancing? Are you taking any memory courses to learn how to improve your memory? Have you gone to the USA Memory Championship website and looked at what's available there to improve your memories and things of that sort? What are you in terms of a 0 to 10 when it comes to your mental challenges? Then we go to emotions and stress. So are you stressed? Are you finding that the news is getting you upset? Are you finding that you have some family situations that are getting you stressed and upset? How would you rate your overall level of calmness and kind of getting to sleep at night and putting your head on the pillow within 10 or 15 minutes, getting to sleep, which now ties in your stress and emotions to your sleep. So what's interesting about the wheel is they're not in isolation. Each one of them actually integrate with the whole point of your heart and your brain health, which is amazing about this. How about your social interactions? How are you making out with your social engagements? Do you have friends? Did COVID set you back a little bit? Did you get yourself into isolation or loneliness? Where's your mental state in terms of enjoying to go out and meet people? I've talked about this over and over again so many times about the importance of social interactions and not feeling lonely or alone or isolated. And then excuse me. And last but not least, your nutritional habits. Are you getting a good balance of proteins and fats and carbs? Are you getting the right level of nutritional foods that are helping your brain, helping your heart, helping your overall body structure? So here's what we then do, right? We take each of those points, right? And you scored a 5, you scored maybe on social interaction, you're an 8. Maybe on exercise, you're a 5. Maybe on your stress levels, you're a 2. And what you do is you connect the end points in a circle. So you go around to the dots you created on each of the 6, and you then go around in a circle, and you connect all of the dots. When you have finished connecting all of the dots, you have now uncovered your wheel of brain health. And obviously, if you are not at least at an 8, 9, or 10 in every one of these 6 key factors, you're likely to be running your brain health on a flat tire. And so what we then recommend people do is take one of these 6 factors for the next 30 days. This is not a let's do it all today exercise. This is not let's get this all done in the next 30 days. This is my life. This is my long-term mental health, cognitive fitness. I'm not going to try to jam this in over a 30-day period of time. So I'm going to take one of them. And maybe you want to take one that you're good at, and maybe you cut it into 2 weeks. But in any case, one of your strongest ones, and you want to bring that out to an 8, 9, or a 10. And then next month, you can take one of your weaker ones, if it's a 2 or a 3, and just put in some plans to try to take it to a 5 or a 6. And then take the next one and bring it up to a 7 or an 8. And this way you have a 6-month, 6 elements on your wheel. You have a 6-month plan here where you'll take one of those 6 points, one of those 6 spokes, and you'll bring it out to something bigger than what it was. And so you're going to gradually inflate air into your wheel. You're going to put some changes in your activities into each of those 6 spokes, doing it 1 per month. And you got a 6-month plan that you're working on. At the end of 6 months, you'll relook at your wheel and say, okay, now what do I want to work on this month? What do I feel strongest about? What do I feel I can accomplish? What is something that I feel that I'm confident that I can do over the next period of time? And what I'm looking for people to do is bring your wheel of brain health up over a period of a year. This is not a 30-day program. This is not, let's get it done in the next week. This is, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? And wherever that life stage may be, it's an annual plan that you take and look at on a periodic basis. Where are the spokes of my wheel? And how do I get my wheel to run as a successful tire that's not dragging me along and just pushing and pulling me through life like it's a big drudgery? So how do I put some energy, enthusiasm, excitement into my daily life? And you do it by starting with anything that you're most comfortable with. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's your mental challenges that you want to do, crossword puzzles, ballroom dancing. Maybe you want to go look at the online courses we have, the Maximum Memory Mastery course that we have on our online system. But you want to take mental challenges. Maybe you want to remember people's names and you go to the grocery store and the checkout planner and you want to start picking up the names and faces, or maybe it's numerical numbers you want to start studying. But you want to start to do something in the world of mental challenges. Then how do we manage our emotions? Okay, maybe it's good to take a walk in the morning. Maybe it's good to take a walk in the evening after dinner. How do I at least go out and find something in nature? Maybe there's a stream somewhere by. Maybe there are some trees or flowers at this time of the year. My goodness, springtime coming, flowers are blooming in that. Maybe there's some flowers I can go study. Social interactions. Maybe I could just sit on a bench somewhere and go to a park, go to a public area, maybe even my own residence. I can look out my own window from an apartment building. Maybe I can sit on a stoop or a porch somewhere, go to a ball field and watch kids playing. Let me just get out and experience people having a good time. I know we sat at our pool, our community pool yesterday for about 5 hours, and it was a fabulous 5 hours, watching kids play, jumping into the water, different floats that they brought with them, the parents that played with, the size of the kids that played and how their ages. Just getting out and seeing other people have a good time and wondering, well, how do I fit into that and what do I do? And then, of course, our nutritional habits. My goodness, what are the right foods that we should be eating? Well, we're reading more and more about red meats are not good, and this isn't good, and that's polluted. It's like, wow, how do we get our nutritional habits into line? So this is your wheel, and then, of course, all of this hopefully helps as you feel better about yourself and getting some of these others controlled. You get back to your sleep patterns, and you get a good night's rest. And maybe you're not watching the news at night before the bedtime, which I've stopped doing now past 6 o'clock. So maybe there are little things that you can do that can make a big difference in your life. And hopefully this wheel of brain health gives you a focus, on things that you can do to make a difference in your long-term cognitive fitness as well as your cardio fitness. Have a good week. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. We are off and going, and the weeks just keep flying by. We'll see you on Wednesday.